Have you ever slipped on a blouse with a bold print, looked in the mirror, and thought, why doesn't this look as flattering as it used to? You're not alone. Many women over 50 face the same fashion dilemma. The very prints that once felt fun and stylish can suddenly make us look older, heavier, or even out of touch. That doesn't mean you have to give up on prints entirely, it just means choosing them with a little more strategy. In this video, I'll reveal 10 prints that often do more harm than good for mature women, and I'll share elegant alternatives that will help you look polished, youthful, and confident. And here's the best part. By the end of this video, you'll not only know which prints to avoid, but you'll also have a clear roadmap for choosing fabrics and patterns that highlight your natural beauty. Whether your style leans classic, trendy, or somewhere in between, these fashion tips for mature women will give you the confidence to walk into any room feeling radiant. Because looking fabulous after 50 isn't about chasing trends, it's about refining your wardrobe so it truly works for you. That's why it's so important to talk about prints. Prints can make or break an outfit, sometimes even more than color or silhouette. A poorly chosen print can draw attention to areas you'd rather downplay, add visual bulk, or project a style that doesn't match the woman you are today. But the right print can soften your features, elongate your shape, and bring out that timeless elegance that only grows stronger with age. The secret lies in knowing the difference. So think of this video as your fashion roadmap. Together, we'll look at each of the 10 most common prints that tend to work against women over 50. And then I'll give you chic, modern alternatives that feel stylish without trying too hard. These aren't rules meant to limit you. They're style secrets designed to free you. After all, your wardrobe should reflect the confident, vibrant woman you've become, not weigh you down with patterns that belong to the past. If you've ever stood in your closet feeling unsure about whether that bold leopard dress or oversized polka dot blouse was still you, this video will give you clarity. You'll finally understand why certain prints no longer serve you, and how small changes can make a dramatic difference in how youthful and elegant you look. And with that, let's dive into the very first print that often backfires, and it might just surprise you. Animal prints are one of those fashion statements that never really go away. Leopard, tiger, snake, they've all had their moment in the spotlight. And for women in their 30s and 40s, these prints often felt daring, playful, and bold. But here's the truth. Once we step into our 50s and beyond, these patterns can start working against us if we're not careful. Instead of adding sophistication, they can sometimes come across as too harsh, too loud, or even a little trying too hard. Why is that? Bold animal prints tend to dominate the outfit, and instead of highlighting you, they often steal the attention entirely. The sharp contrasts, busy patterns, and aggressive vibes can overwhelm softer facial features or more delicate frames. And when a print overpowers the person wearing it, it can create the opposite effect of what we want. It makes us look older, not more youthful. In fact, fashion stylists often point out that animal prints in large doses can read as cheap rather than classy, especially when paired with flashy accessories. But here's the good news. You don't need to banish animal prints from your closet completely. The key is learning how to use them in moderation and with intention. Instead of a full leopard print dress or a snakeskin blazer, try incorporating animal-inspired accents. A chic belt with a subtle leopard trim, a silk scarf with muted snakeskin detail, or a pair of shoes with a tasteful print can add just the right touch of personality without overwhelming your look. This way, you still get that playful edge, but it's balanced by elegance and control. Another trick is to tone down the contrast. Look for animal prints in softer shades, like beige and ivory, or muted gray and black, instead of the traditional high-contrast versions. These subdued palettes whisper sophistication rather than shouting for attention, which aligns beautifully with the refined style many women over 50 are embracing today. Remember, the goal isn't to erase personality from your wardrobe. It's to refine it so that every choice elevates your natural beauty. Polka dots have always carried a sense of playfulness and charm. For decades, they've been associated with femininity, fun, and even a touch of nostalgia. Many women remember wearing cheerful dotted dresses in their 20s or 30s that felt lighthearted and whimsical. But as we move past 50, not all polka dots bring the same flattering effect. In fact, when worn the wrong way, they can age us rather than enhance us. The biggest culprit: oversized polka dots. Large, bold circles scattered across a blouse or dress tend to exaggerate curves and draw the eye to areas you may not want to emphasize. Instead of looking chic, these prints can feel costume-like, even cartoonish. And while the intention may be to appear lively and youthful, the outcome often backfires, making the outfit look dated or overwhelming. This is especially true when large polka dots are in high contrast colors, like stark black and white, which can look harsh against more mature skin tones. But polka dots don't have to be off limits. The secret lies in scaling them down and softening the palette. Small, delicate polka dots in subtle shades, like navy on cream or blush on beige, offer that same feminine touch without overpowering your frame. They read as sophisticated rather than silly, polished rather than playful. You might also consider dots that are slightly irregular in size or arranged in a looser pattern, which creates movement and softness instead of rigidity. Accessories can also be a wonderful way to keep polka dots alive in your wardrobe. A dotted silk scarf tied around your neck, a chic handbag with a faint dot detail, or even a pair of ballet flats with tiny, understated spots can give you that nostalgic charm while keeping your overall look refined. Polka dots are proof that fashion after 50 isn't about rejecting everything we once loved. It's about reinterpreting those classics in a way that suits who we are today. Stripes are one of the most enduring patterns in fashion history. From nautical-inspired tops to classic pinstripe trousers, they have long been considered versatile and stylish. However, for women over 50, not every stripe design serves the purpose of refinement or figure flattery. In particular, wide horizontal stripes can create optical illusions that are less than desirable, often broadening the frame and visually shortening the body. The challenge with horizontal stripes lies in how the eye processes them. Broad, high-contrast stripes, such as thick navy and white or bold black and red, tend to cut across the body, breaking up vertical lines and emphasizing width rather than length. This effect can make the torso appear boxier and diminish the natural elegance of posture. Instead of enhancing proportions, these stripes work against them, resulting in an outfit that feels heavy or unbalanced. Fortunately, the solution is not to abandon stripes altogether, but to reconsider scale, orientation, and color. Vertical or diagonal stripes, especially when narrow and subtle, can elongate the silhouette and create an impression of height. Pinstripes on trousers or skirts, for instance, offer an instant lengthening effect that slims the frame while still appearing polished and modern. Likewise, tone-on-tone stripes, where the pattern is created by texture rather than stark contrast, deliver sophistication without overwhelming the wearer. Another consideration is placement. Strategically positioned stripes, such as panels that run vertically along the sides of a dress or blouse, can contour the body in a flattering way. Similarly, softer color palettes, like taupe and cream or muted navy on gray, provide the interest of pattern while maintaining harmony with mature skin tones. Floral prints have always held a special place in women's wardrobes. They represent romance, femininity, and a sense of freshness that never truly goes out of style. But as we enter our 50s and beyond, not all floral patterns are created equal. While smaller, softer blooms can highlight grace and elegance, oversized and overly vibrant florals often do just the opposite. They overwhelm the frame and can unintentionally create what many call the grandma curtain effect. The issue lies in scale and saturation. Large, bold flowers, especially when scattered across an entire dress or blouse, draw attention to the print itself rather than the woman wearing it. Instead of enhancing your natural beauty, they compete with it, often adding unnecessary bulk or pulling focus away from your face. Bright, clashing colors can exaggerate this effect, making an outfit appear loud and dated rather than refined. But florals don't have to disappear from your style vocabulary. The secret is to shift toward more delicate interpretations. Watercolor florals, for example, bring softness and movement without being overpowering. Small, evenly spaced blossoms in subtle shades, like lavender on cream or blush on gray, offer femininity with sophistication. These kinds of prints enhance rather than overshadow, creating an effect that feels youthful yet polished. Another strategy is to incorporate florals as accents rather than full statements. A scarf with a muted floral border, a blouse with gentle embroidered petals, or even a handbag with a subtle floral motif can bring charm without overwhelming the look. It's about finding balance, honoring your love for prints while ensuring they align with the confident, elegant woman you are today. Fashion after 50 is less about saying goodbye to beloved classics and more about refining them. By choosing florals that whisper instead of shout, you'll maintain that sense of romance while projecting timeless elegance. Paisley prints are instantly recognizable with their teardrop-shaped swirls and intricate detailing. They carry a sense of exotic flair, often inspired by traditional Eastern designs. In the right context, paisley can feel artistic and cultured. But here's the challenge. For women over 50, paisley patterns often cross the line from intriguing to overwhelming. Instead of elevating your look, they can appear cluttered and distracting, making it harder for your natural elegance to shine through. The reason paisley can be problematic is the complexity of the design. The swirling, layered shapes tend to create constant movement, which pulls the eye in multiple directions. On younger women, this can come across as bohemian and carefree. But with age, these busy patterns can sometimes emphasize fine lines or overshadow softer features. Rather than projecting sophistication, they may make an outfit look dated or worse, chaotic. That doesn't mean paisley is completely off limits. The key is scale and color palette. Large, high contrast paisley in bold tones like red, gold, or deep purple can feel overpowering. But when done in muted neutrals, think beige, ivory, or slate gray, the same pattern feels calmer and more refined. Choosing paisley on smaller accessories, such as a silk scarf or a slim belt, allows you to keep the artistry without letting it dominate your outfit. Another option is to trade busy paisley for cleaner geometric prints. Subtle chevrons, tonal diamonds, or minimalist shapes can provide the same sense of interest while keeping your look streamlined and sophisticated. These alternatives create structure rather than chaos, helping you maintain a modern, confident image. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate personality from your wardrobe, but to refine it. Prints should enhance your presence, not compete with it. By approaching paisley with restraint, you can honor its artistic history while keeping your overall style fresh and polished. Abstract prints are often celebrated for their creativity. They can look like brushstrokes on a canvas, colorful splashes, or geometric experiments that feel modern and artistic. At first glance, they may seem like the perfect choice for a woman who wants to project confidence and individuality. But here's the catch. When abstract prints are too loud or overly complex, they can unintentionally aid you by creating chaos instead of sophistication. The problem with many abstract prints lies in their lack of focus. When patterns swirl in multiple directions, combine too many bright colors, or clash in scale, the eye doesn't know where to rest. Rather than highlighting your best features, the print steals the spotlight entirely. This can overwhelm mature skin tones, blur your silhouette, and sometimes make an outfit look more like a costume than an expression of refined style. The solution isn't to abandon abstract prints altogether, but to approach them with intention. Look for patterns with a clear structure or a controlled color palette. For example, a blouse with brushstroke style lines in shades of navy and ivory feels artistic without being chaotic. Similarly, an abstract print in soft pastels on a neutral background can suggest creativity while maintaining harmony. Subtlety is key. The print should complement your presence, not compete with it. Another approach is to scale down. Instead of a full dress covered in abstract patterns, try a smaller piece, such as a skirt paired with a solid top, or a scarf that adds just a touch of personality. That way, you keep the creative flair without letting it dominate your entire look. Fashion Plaid has long been considered a classic. From cozy flannel shirts to tailored tartan skirts, it carries tradition, warmth, and familiarity. But while plaid and buffalo checks can feel timeless, they don't always work in favor of women over 50. In fact, when the pattern is too large or too bold, it often creates a boxy effect that robs the body of fluidity and grace. The main issue is scale. Oversized buffalo checks, those wide blocks of contrasting color, tend to emphasize width rather than shape. Instead of elongating the figure, they make the frame appear wider and heavier. Combined with stiff fabrics, this can create a rigid look that feels bulky rather than elegant. For women seeking to project refinement, the result is often disappointing. The pattern wears you rather than you wearing the pattern. That doesn't mean plaid has to be abandoned. Smaller, more delicate tartans or gingham patterns can still be incredibly flattering. The key is proportion and subtlety. A finely woven plaid in soft muted tones, like gray with pale blue or cream with taupe, adds interest without overwhelming. These prints bring texture and depth while still allowing the woman herself to shine through. Placement also matters. Instead of a full buffalo check coat or dress, try introducing plaid as a detail. A chic scarf, a pair of tailored trousers with a subtle window pane design, or even a handbag with a plaid accent can nod to tradition while keeping the overall look modern and polished. By keeping plaid in smaller doses or opting for more refined versions, you preserve the charm of the pattern without the drawbacks. Fashion at this stage of life is about celebrating freedom, the freedom to reinterpret classics in ways that highlight your best features. When you downsize plaid and soften the palette, it transforms from heavy and rigid to elegant and versatile. Camouflage prints have their roots in utility and toughness. Originally designed for the military, they've since been adopted by mainstream fashion as a symbol of casual cool. In the right setting, like streetwear or youth-oriented trends, camo can feel edgy and rebellious. But for women over 50, this print often misses the mark. Instead of looking chic and modern, it can come across as sloppy, mismatched, or simply out of place. The first issue with camouflage is its message. By design, camo is meant to blend in, not stand out. When worn head to toe, it erases individuality rather than enhancing it. On mature women, this can translate as a style that hides rather than highlights, masking the very confidence and elegance you've worked years to cultivate. Instead of projecting sophistication, camo often signals a casualness that doesn't match the polished image most women over 50 want to portray. There's also the matter of proportion. Camouflage prints usually consist of uneven blotches in contrasting colors: green, brown, beige, even gray. These irregular shapes tend to distort the body's natural lines, making it harder to maintain a streamlined silhouette. The result? Outfits that look busier than they should, with no clear focal point. If you love the earthy tones of camo, there are far better alternatives. Try solid shades of olive green, khaki, or soft taupe. These colors nod to the rugged spirit of camouflage, but in a way that feels chic and sophisticated. Pairing an olive blouse with slim black trousers or a khaki jacket with cream denim creates that same grounded vibe without the visual noise. You can also explore safari-inspired looks. Structured pieces in neutral tones accented with leather belts or gold jewelry. These styles capture strength and confidence while staying polished. The key is to remember that you don't need to wear camo to embody resilience. Chevron and zigzag prints have an undeniable energy. They're bold, graphic, and instantly catch the eye. On younger women, these patterns can read as trendy and playful. But for women over 50, the effect is often less forgiving. Instead of adding vibrancy, wide zigzags and high contrast chevron stripes can distort proportions, making the body appear wider or busier than it truly is. The challenge lies in the way zigzag lines direct the eye. Bold chevrons move the gaze sharply up and down, side to side, creating a sense of constant motion. On a dress or blouse, this can result in an outfit that feels restless rather than refined. For mature women, the effect often exaggerates midsection curves or broadens the shoulders, stealing attention away from your natural elegance. Color choice can also intensify the issue. Black and white chevrons or neon-colored zigzags look striking but rarely sophisticated. These combinations tend to overwhelm softer features and can make an outfit appear more like a novelty piece than a timeless staple. Instead of elevating your look, they run the risk of cheapening it. But just like other prints, chevrons don't have to be completely off limits. The secret is moderation and subtlety. Narrow zigzags in muted tones, think soft gray on ivory or navy on beige, offer gentle movement without overwhelming your frame. You might also consider diagonal lines that create elongation rather than harsh zigzags, which can help slim and lengthen the silhouette. Accessories are another way to keep the spirit of chevrons alive without overpowering your outfit. A clutch with a subtle zigzag texture or a scarf with faint diagonal detailing gives you that modern edge while keeping your overall look polished. The key is making sure the print plays a supporting role instead of demanding the spotlight. Novelty prints are the kind of patterns that instantly spark a smile. Think dresses covered in cartoon characters, tops splashed with playful fruit motifs, or quirky graphics like flamingos and palm trees. They're fun, whimsical, and undeniably eye-catching. But here's the challenge. For women over 50, novelty prints rarely achieve the effect we truly want. Instead of projecting sophistication and elegance, they often create a look that feels childish or costume-like. The problem isn't that novelty prints are unattractive, it's that they send the wrong message. At this stage of life, your style should celebrate maturity, confidence, and timeless appeal. When you wear a blouse with cupcakes or cats all over it, the print becomes the main event, overshadowing the woman herself. Rather than highlighting your poise, novelty patterns tend to trivialize it, leaving the impression of trying too hard or clinging to trends meant for younger audiences. Another issue is versatility. While a novelty tee might feel fun for a weekend at home, it doesn't transition well into more polished settings. These prints are difficult to dress up, and they clash with the refined accessories like leather handbags, silk scarves, or tailored blazers that most women over 50 gravitate toward. As a result, they often sit in the closet, worn only occasionally, which doesn't serve a carefully curated wardrobe. So, what's the alternative? Opt for prints that feel playful yet refined. Instead of cartoonish motifs, choose minimal patterns with personality, such as subtle star details, understated hearts, or geometric shapes in muted tones. These designs still let you express a sense of fun, but in a way that feels polished and age-appropriate. Another option is to keep novelty touches in accessories, a scarf with a tiny whimsical accent, or a pair of earrings with a light-hearted charm. Small doses add character without overwhelming your look. We've just walked through 10 prints that, while fun or fashionable in the past, don't always serve women over 50 in the way we hope. From bold animal patterns that overpower, to oversized polka dots that exaggerate, to novelty prints that feel more costume than chic, each of these designs carries a hidden pitfall. But here's the good news. Understanding these pitfalls isn't about restricting your style. It's about giving you the power to refine it so that every piece you wear works with you, not against you. The reality is, prints have incredible influence over how an outfit comes across. They can slim or broaden, soften or sharpen, elevate or diminish. And at this stage in life, your wardrobe deserves to do more than just cover you. It should reflect your confidence, celebrate your elegance, and highlight the woman you've become. Choosing the right prints is one of the simplest yet most transformative ways to make that happen. Remember, you don't have to say goodbye to prints forever. Instead, think of it as editing your choices. Swap bold leopard dresses for subtle animal print accessories. Replace oversized florals with delicate watercolor blossoms. Trade harsh chevrons for softer diagonal lines. These small shifts maintain personality while ensuring your style always looks current, classy, and timeless. Fashion tips for mature women aren't about chasing trends. They're about creating a wardrobe that grows with you, not against you. And perhaps most importantly, this isn't about rules carved in stone. It's about options. You can still wear prints if you love them, just wear them in ways that bring out your best features and keep the spotlight on you. After all, style after 50 isn't about trying to look younger. It's about looking like the best version of yourself, confident, radiant, and completely at ease in your own skin. So the next time you find yourself reaching for a busy pattern or a bold novelty piece, pause and ask, does this print reflect the elegant, empowered woman I am today? If the answer is no, there are so many other choices that will. If you found these insights helpful, I invite you to stay on this journey with me. I've created other videos that dive into equally powerful style strategies, like 5 colors that instantly make women over 50 look expensive, and how to dress classy at any age. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a chance to refine your style and elevate your confidence. Because fashion isn't about age, it's about attitude. And with the right patterns, you'll prove that elegance truly never goes out of style.